The Mystic Power of Consciousness. How to Create Your Reality by the Power of Thought. Introduction. Journey within yourself. Welcome to our special space, a place of power where we temporarily disconnect from the endless hustle and bustle of daily life and immerse ourselves in the most important and transformative journey a human being can take, a journey within yourself. This is not just another self-development or metaphysics video. This is an invitation to a deep exploration of your true nature and unlimited potential. Allow yourself a moment to stop and ponder a truly fundamental question. Are you sure that the boundaries of your perceived world are the absolute boundaries of all reality? Does everything you can see, touch, measure, and logically explain really constitute the complete picture of the universe? Or is this just the upper, visible layer of an incredibly complex and infinite structure? Imagine a giant building with countless floors. What you see now is just the first floor, magnificent but limited. But what if the next floors of this building contain unimaginable possibilities, knowledge, and powers? And most importantly, what if the door to the next floor is not somewhere outside, but already inside you? What if this door has always been with you, you just didn't notice it? Today we won't just talk about theoretical concepts. We will embark on a real journey that will open this door. Yes, this journey will take more than an hour of your time, but its results will stay with you forever. This is a guide to completely rebooting your reality, to consciously reprogramming your life to a completely new level of existence. Are you ready for this? Then take a deep, conscious breath. Feel how the air fills your lungs, how oxygen nourishes every cell of your body. Now exhale everything unnecessary, everything superfluous, everything that burdens you. Exhale doubts, fears, limiting beliefs. Free up space inside yourself for something new. And let's begin our journey. Part 1. The Foundation. What is reality? The concept of consciousness and perception. We begin with the most fundamental and important question that lies at the heart of all understanding of human existence. What is reality really? This is not just a philosophical question, it is the key to understanding your true power and possibilities. Your perception of the surrounding world is not a mirror that simply reflects objective reality. This is a much more complex and active process. Imagine that your perception is an artist who creates a picture of the world, relying on signals from your senses. But what if this artist uses only 3 colors out of a million possible? What if your brain, your consciousness, filters and interprets information in such a way that you see only a small part of what really exists? Metaphysics, the ancient science of the foundations of being, tells us the following: reality is not only matter, not only physical objects and phenomena. Reality is, first of all, consciousness, your consciousness. And your thoughts are not just electrical impulses in the neurons of your brain. These are the building blocks from which your personal world is built. Every thought is already a creation. Every thought creates reality. Doubt creates barriers between you and your goals. Faith, on the contrary, creates bridges connecting you with opportunities. These are not just beautiful words. This is a fundamental law of the universe. Right now, at this very second, your consciousness creates your reality. Realize this incredible power. This is the first and main principle that should become the basis of your new understanding. You are not just an observer of what is happening. You are the creator of your reality. You are an active participant and creator of everything that happens in your life. But how exactly does this work? Here we come to the great mystery, the connection between mind and body, between consciousness and physical reality. Your psyche and your physical body are not two different, separate worlds. This is a single, interconnected system where changes in one part immediately affect the other. Stress, anxiety, negative thoughts, these are not just bad mood or temporary conditions. These are real chemical reactions in your body that literally poison your organism, reduce your energy, weaken your immune system, and can trigger the development of various diseases. Scientific research has repeatedly confirmed this. Chronic stress literally destroys cells. And conversely, calmness, joy, a sense of gratitude, all this triggers opposite processes of healing, recovery, rejuvenation. Your body literally rejuvenates when you experience positive emotions. This is not a metaphor, not a poetic expression. This is strict biochemistry, confirmed by thousands of scientific studies. Your body hears every thought of yours. Every word you say, every inner statement affects your physical condition. Therefore, it's time to start speaking to it in the language of love and gratitude. It's time to start creating health, strength, and energy through your thoughts and intentions. Let's delve deeper into this understanding. What happens at the cellular level when you experience stress? Your body produces cortisol, adrenaline, and other stress hormones. These substances suppress the immune system, slow down recovery processes, accelerate cell aging. Chronic stress literally kills you gradually. And what happens when you experience joy, love, gratitude? Your body produces endorphins, oxytocin, serotonin, hormones of happiness and well-being. These substances strengthen the immune system, stimulate recovery processes, slow down aging, improve the functioning of all body systems. This means that you literally create your physical condition with your thoughts and emotions. This is not an abstract concept, this is a scientific fact. Every thought of yours has physical consequences. Every feeling of yours affects the chemical processes in your body. Imagine that your body is an orchestra and your mind is the conductor. When the conductor leads the orchestra confidently and harmoniously, the music is beautiful. When the conductor loses control, the music becomes dissonant and destructive. Your mind is the conductor of your body. You can create a symphony of health and harmony or dissonance of disease and destruction. Therefore, it is important to understand that you bear full responsibility for your physical condition. This does not mean that you are guilty of all your diseases. This means that you have an incredible healing power inside yourself. When you begin to realize this connection between thoughts and body, you get the key to your healing. You understand that health is not just the absence of disease. Health is a state of harmony between your consciousness and body, between your thoughts and physical condition. This understanding changes your approach to life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality. You understand that you can change your condition simply by changing your thoughts and attitudes. But how to apply this in practice? How to start using this power of consciousness to improve your condition? We will consider this in detail in the following parts of our journey. Part 2. The Tools of the Creator. Intuition, energy, vibrations. So you are already beginning to understand your incredible power as a creator of reality. But how to use it correctly? What tools do you have? The first and most accurate tool is your intuition. This quiet, inner voice that is often drowned out by the noise of the mind, logic, fears, and public opinion. Intuition is not a random coincidence or a lucky guess. This is a direct channel of communication with your higher self, with the collective unconscious, with the information field of the universe. Intuition leads you by the shortest path to your true goal, to what is really important for your development. How to hear this voice. How to establish communication with this inner guide. You need to create silence inside yourself. Stop the inner dialogue that constantly fills your mind with information noise. Ask yourself a simple but deep question: what do I really feel? And trust the first sensation, the first impulse that comes to you. Trust is the key to developing intuition. Intuition does not speak in words, does not use logical constructions. It speaks the language of feelings, images, sudden knowledge that arises at the moment when you do not expect it. This is knowledge that comes instantly and does not require proof. Now let's move on to the next important level of understanding. Everything in the universe is energy and vibrations. You, your home, your thoughts, your desires, your fears, everything vibrates at a certain frequency. This is not a metaphor, this is a scientific fact confirmed by quantum physics. The law of attraction is not esotericism or mysticism. This is a fundamental law of physics, like attracts like. Your frequency is a magnet that attracts corresponding events, people, and circumstances into your life. If you vibrate at the frequency of fear, anxiety, lack, feeling of victimhood, you attract situations into your life that will make you afraid and anxious even more. This is not punishment, this is law. The universe simply responds to your frequency. But if you raise your frequency to the vibrations of joy, gratitude, abundance, and love, your magnet begins to attract completely different events. People who support you, opportunities that open new horizons, resources that help you realize your goals. You don't order specific things from the universe. You tune your inner tuning fork, and the universe responds to your tone. This is the principle of resonance that works everywhere. In music, in physics, in life. How to raise your vibrations. How to switch to a higher frequency. Through mindfulness, through the practice of gratitude, through love for yourself and the world around you. Through singing, dancing, communicating with nature. Through activities that make your heart sing, your soul shine. This is not a pleasant bonus or entertainment. This is your main work on creating reality. This is your responsibility to yourself to maintain a high frequency and vibration. Let's look at each of these tools in more detail. Intuition is your inner compass. It works all the time, but we often don't notice its signals. Intuition can manifest as sudden knowledge, as a physical sensation, as an inner voice, as an image in the mind. To develop intuition, you need to learn to listen to yourself. This requires practice. Start small. Make decisions based on the first impulse. Notice how often this impulse turns out to be correct. Strengthen your trust in yourself. Energy and vibrations are more subtle aspects of reality, but they are no less real. Every thought of yours, every feeling has its own frequency. By learning to feel these frequencies, you get a powerful tool for managing your reality. You can learn to feel what frequency you are on at the moment. When you experience fear, you feel heaviness, compression, tension. When you experience joy, you feel lightness, expansion, warmth. This physical sensation is your frequency indicator. By learning to feel it, you can check what frequency you are on at any moment and change it if necessary. The practice of mindfulness is the key to developing this sensitivity. Mindfulness means being present in the moment, paying attention to your inner processes. This is not just meditation, this is a way to be in contact with your true nature. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for raising frequency. When you are grateful, you automatically rise to a higher frequency. Gratitude switches your attention from what you don't have to what you do have. Practice gratitude daily. Find something you are grateful for, even in the most difficult situations. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, it means seeing the whole picture. Love is the highest frequency. Love for yourself, for others, for life. When you are in a state of love, you attract the most favorable circumstances. Love heals, transforms, creates. Singing and dancing are natural ways to raise frequency. When you sing or dance, you express your joy, your love, your gratitude. This is a natural state of high frequency. Communicating with nature is another powerful way to raise frequency. Nature vibrates at a high frequency. Being in nature, you automatically resonate with this frequency. Activities that make your heart sing are your path to high frequency. Find what brings you joy, what inspires you, what makes you alive. All these practices are not just pleasant activities. This is your work as a creator of reality. This is your path to conscious existence. Part 3. Practice. How to consciously manifest what you want. Theory without practice is dead. All beautiful words and inspiring ideas lose their meaning if you don't apply them in practice. So, how to consciously create your reality? How to turn knowledge into action, action into result? Here is a clear algorithm that has been tested by thousands of people around the world. This is not a theory. This is a practical system that works. Step 1. Clear intention. You must clearly, specifically understand what you want, not general formulations like I want to not get sick or I want a lot of money. This is too vague and does not give a clear direction. Instead, create a clear, detailed intention. I feel full of strength and energy. I wake up every morning with ease. My body is healthy and strong. Or, I accept financial abundance with joy and gratitude. My income constantly grows. I easily attract new sources of income. Create a bright, detailed image of the desired in your mind. Feel it with all your senses, how it will look, sound, feel. The brighter and more detailed your image, the faster it will manifest in physical reality. Step 2. Faith and acceptance. You must not just want, but believe that this is already yours. Not hope, but know, as you know that the sun will rise tomorrow morning. This is a state of confidence when you already live in the desired reality. Here the practice of affirmations is connected, the repetition of positive statements that reprogram your subconscious. Don't just repeat the words, try to feel their truth. When you say, I am healthy and full of energy, try to feel it in your body. Affirmations work because your subconscious does not distinguish between imaginary situations and real ones. If you regularly imagine yourself healthy, successful, happy, your subconscious begins to perceive this as reality and begins to attract corresponding circumstances. Step 3. Inspired action. The universe leads you, but it won't do everything for you. It will send you opportunities, ideas, meetings. Your task is to be aware enough to notice them and brave enough to act. Act not from fear, but from inspiration. Listen to your intuition. If you get an idea, don't put it off for later. If you meet a person who can be helpful, don't miss the opportunity to talk. If you feel an impulse to act, follow it. Inspired action is action that brings joy, even if the result is not guaranteed. This is action that you do because you want to do it, not because you have to. Step 4. Gratitude and release. Thank the universe for the result even before it appears. This shows your absolute faith. When you thank for what you haven't received yet, you demonstrate trust in the process, and then let go of control. Don't stand over the pot with the seed, constantly digging it up to check if it has sprouted. Trust the process. Divine time is always perfect. The universe knows when and how to deliver your result to you. Letting go is not passivity. This is conscious trust. You do your part of the work, and then you let the universe do its part. This is a state of inner peace and trust. Now let's delve deeper into each of these steps and consider them in more detail. Step 1. Clear intention. This is the foundation of the entire manifestation process. Intention is not just a desire. This is a clear, specific definition of what you want to achieve. Creating a clear intention requires practice. We are used to thinking vaguely, using general formulations. But for manifestation, the intention must be specific and detailed. Start by formulating your intention in writing. Write as if you have already received the desired. Use the present tense. I am healthy. I am successful. I am happy. ADD details. How do you look? How do you feel? What are you doing? Who is around you? What are your relationships with others? The more details you add, the clearer your image will be. This helps your subconscious understand exactly what you want to manifest. It is also important to take into account the emotional component. What feelings do you experience in the desired reality? Joy, love, gratitude, peace. These emotions are the key to activating the manifestation process. Practice visualizing your intention daily. The best time for this is in the morning, right after waking up, and in the evening before going to bed. At these moments, your consciousness is most receptive. Step 2. Faith and acceptance. This is a state of inner confidence that your desire will definitely manifest. This is not just hope or optimism. This is a deep conviction that affects all your thoughts and actions. Faith is based on understanding the laws of the universe. When you understand that thoughts create reality, that like attracts like, that your consciousness has the power to create, you naturally develop faith. The practice of affirmations is one of the most effective ways to strengthen faith. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat regularly until they become part of your belief. Choose 3 to 5 affirmations that correspond to your intention. Repeat them daily, especially at times when you feel doubt or fear. It's important not to just mechanically repeat the words, but to really feel their truth. When you say, "I deserve love," try to feel it in your heart. When you say, "I attract abundance," try to feel it in your body. Step 3. Inspired action. This is a key element of the manifestation process. Many people make a mistake, thinking that it's enough to just think positively and everything will happen by itself. But the universe works through action. However, this is not any action. This is inspired action, action that comes from an inner impulse, from a sense of correctness of the moment. This is action that brings joy even in the process of execution. How to distinguish inspired action from ordinary action? Inspired action feels like lightness, like a flow. You do it with pleasure without inner resistance. Ordinary action is often accompanied by a feeling of duty, fear, tension. You do it because you have to, not because you want to. Learn to listen to your intuition. Intuition is your inner guide that points the way to inspired action. When you feel an impulse to act, follow it. Sometimes inspired action may seem strange or illogical, but if you feel inner correctness, trust this feeling. Step 4. Gratitude and release. This is the final, but no less important stage of the manifestation process. Gratitude raises your frequency of vibration and strengthens the magnetic field of attraction. Practice gratitude not only for what you already have, but also for what is yet to manifest. When you thank for a future result, you demonstrate absolute faith in its implementation. Letting go is the art of trust. Many people, having received an intention, begin to obsessively control the process of its manifestation. They constantly check whether something is happening, begin to doubt, worry. This destroys the manifestation process. The universe needs your trust and peace. When you let go of control, you create space for miracles. Letting go does not mean passivity. You do your part of the work, you create an intention, you believe in it, you act inspired, and then you trust the process. This is like planting a seed. You planted it, watered it, fertilized it. Now you need to entrust the growth process to nature itself. You won't constantly dig up the earth to check if the seed has sprouted. The same applies to manifestation. Create an intention, do your part of the work, and then trust the divine time and process. Part 4. The depths, karma, past lives, time, and its illusion. To understand yourself even deeper, we sometimes have to look beyond the horizon of one life. The concept of karma is not punishment, not revenge of fate. This is the law of cause and effect that works at all levels of existence. Karma is like a lesson. Every action, thought, word of yours is a seed that you plant. Sooner or later it will bear fruit. If you planted a seed of kindness, you will get a harvest of love and support. If you planted a seed of malice, you will get a harvest of conflicts and quarrels. Understanding this law gives you tremendous power of responsibility. You stop being a victim of circumstances and understand that everything in your life today is the result of your own past choices. This means that your tomorrow's choices create your future right now. Research into past lives is not for curiosity or entertaining stories. This is a tool for deep healing. Many deep fears, inexplicable pains, irrational sympathy or antipathy towards someone. The roots of this often lie in past lives. For example, fear of water may be related to drowning in a past life. Fear of certain people may be related to unresolved conflicts in the past. Awareness of these lessons allows you to let go of the blocks that prevent you from living a full life today. And finally, the main illusion that limits our perception of reality, the illusion of time. Time, as a linear straight line, does not exist. This is an artificial construct of the human mind, created for the convenience of orientation in the physical world. In fact, time is not a straight line. There is eternal now. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously in one moment. Your consciousness simply moves along this line, creating the illusion of sequence. This means that by influencing your now, you change not only the future, but also the past. You change its meaning, its emotional charge for you. You can heal past traumas not by changing events, but by changing your attitude towards them. When you forgive someone from the past, you not only free that person, but also heal the past. When you change your perception of a past trauma, you change its influence on your present. This is the incredible power of conscious existence. Let's look at each of these concepts in more detail. Karma is not a religious doctrine, but a universal law. This law states that every action has consequences. This does not necessarily manifest in the same life. Karmic consequences can manifest in future incarnations. Karma is not punishment. This is not the revenge of the universe or the divine. This is simply the law of cause and effect. If you caused pain to another, you will experience pain from another. If you showed love, you will receive love. This does not mean that you are guilty of all your sufferings. This means that you have the opportunity to understand the patterns of your life and change them. Karmic lessons often repeat until you learn them. If you constantly encounter betrayal, perhaps you need to learn to trust. If you constantly experience lack, perhaps you need to learn to be grateful for what you have. Awareness of karmic patterns gives you the power to change your life. When you understand that you create your circumstances, you can change them. Past lives is a concept that may seem controversial from the point of view of traditional science. However, millions of people around the world report memories of past lives obtained through hypnosis, meditation, or spontaneous memories. These memories often explain inexplicable fears, phobias, talents that appeared without apparent cause. They can explain instant sympathy or antipathy towards people you meet for the first time. Research into past lives does not necessarily require regressive hypnosis. You can start with meditation, analyzing your fears and attachments, looking for explanations for inexplicable reactions. It is important to approach this topic with an open but critical mind. You don't need to blindly believe everything that seems plausible, but you don't need to reject possibilities that can help you understand yourself deeper. The illusion of time is one of the deepest concepts that is difficult to understand intellectually, but easy to feel intuitively. Our senses tell us that time is linear, the past is gone, the future has not yet arrived, only the present remains. But modern physics shows that time is not an absolute reality, but a relative construct. In quantum physics, there are phenomena that cannot be explained within the framework of linear time. Eternal now is a state of mindfulness when you are completely present in the moment. In this state, the separation between past, present, and future disappears. Everything exists simultaneously. This means that you can change the past through changing your attitude towards it in the present. You can heal past traumas not by changing events, but by changing their meaning for you. Forgiveness is the key to healing the past. When you forgive, you free not only the one you forgive, but also yourself. You free yourself from the burden of resentment, anger, pain. Forgiveness does not mean justification or oblivion. Forgiveness is a conscious decision to free yourself from negative emotions associated with past experience. When you forgive, you change your frequency of vibration. You rise to a higher frequency of love and acceptance. This automatically changes your reality in the present. Part 5. Practical techniques and methods. Now that we have considered the theoretical foundations, let's move on to practical techniques and methods that you can apply daily to create your reality. Mindfulness meditation is a fundamental practice that develops your ability to be in the present moment. Start with 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, focus on your breathing. When thoughts begin to distract, gently return your attention to your breathing. Don't fight with thoughts, don't judge yourself for them. Just notice them and return to your breathing. With practice, you will develop the ability to observe your thoughts rather than identify with them. This gives you the freedom to choose which thoughts to support and which to let go. Keeping a diary is a powerful tool for self-knowledge. Write down your thoughts, feelings, dreams, fears. This helps to better understand your inner processes. Keep a gratitude diary. Every day write down at least 3 things you are grateful for. This can be anything: a beautiful sunset, the taste of food, a smile from a stranger. Keep an intention diary. Write down your goals, dreams, desires. Describe them in the present tense as if they were already reality. The practice of forgiveness is daily work on freeing yourself from negative emotions. Forgive yourself for mistakes, others for offenses, the past for traumas. Start small. Forgive someone for a minor offense. Feel how this frees you. Then move on to deeper offenses. Forgiveness is a process, not a one-time action. You can forgive the same thing over and over again until you feel complete freedom. Working with energy is the practice of awareness of your energetic state. Pay attention to how you feel energetically. When you feel heaviness, compression, tension, this is a sign of low frequency. Use techniques to raise frequency, gratitude, love, joy. When you feel lightness, expansion, warmth, this is a sign of high frequency. Maintain this state, strengthen it. Creating a supportive environment. Surround yourself with people, books, music that support your new perception of reality. Avoid toxic relationships, negative news, destructive habits. This doesn't mean becoming isolated, it means being conscious in your choices. The practice of visualization, regularly imagine your desired future in detail. Use all your senses, vision, hearing, touch, smell, taste. The brighter and more detailed your visualization, the faster it will manifest in physical reality. Practice visualization in the morning and evening. Working with beliefs, identify and transform limiting beliefs that prevent you from living a full life. Limiting beliefs are automatic thoughts that limit your possibilities. For example, I don't deserve love, I will never have success, money is evil. To change a limiting belief, first become aware of it. Then find evidence that refutes it. Then replace it with a supportive belief. The practice of gratitude is a daily practice that raises your frequency of vibration. Find something you are grateful for, even in the most difficult situations. Gratitude does not mean ignoring problems. This means seeing the whole picture, including positive aspects. The practice of self-love is the most important foundation of a healthy life. Self-love is not selfishness, it is caring for yourself, accepting yourself, forgiving yourself. Start with simple actions, say kind words to yourself, take care of your body, spend time with yourself, forgive yourself for mistakes. The practice of conscious breathing is a simple but powerful technique that helps you return to the present, relieve tension, raise frequency. Take a deep breath through your nose, fill your stomach with air, hold your breath for a few seconds, then slowly exhale through your mouth. Repeat 5 to 10 times. The practice of affirmations is the daily repetition of positive statements that reprogram your subconscious. Choose 3 to 5 affirmations that correspond to your goals. Repeat them in the morning and evening, especially at times when you feel doubt. The practice of visualizing the desired, creating bright, detailed images of the desired reality in the mind. Imagine yourself in the desired situation, feel emotions, experience physical sensations. The more details, the more effective the practice. The practice of conscious presence, the ability to be completely in the present moment, not distracted by the past or future. Pay attention to your actions, feelings, thoughts. Observe yourself without judgment, with curiosity and acceptance. The practice of compassion, developing the ability to sympathize with others, understand their sufferings, wish them well. Compassion develops your heart, raises the frequency of vibration, creates a connection with other people. The practice of service, finding ways to be useful to others, contribute to the good of society. Service brings a sense of meaning, joy, connection with something greater than your ego. Part 6, Overcoming Obstacles and Resistance in the Process of Creating Your Reality. You will inevitably encounter obstacles and resistance. This is normal and even necessary for growth. It's important to know how to work with them. Fear is one of the most common obstacles. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change, fear of the unknown. Fear is a natural reaction to uncertainty, but fear should not control your decisions. Learn to feel fear, acknowledge it, but don't let it stop you. When you feel fear, don't run from it. Sit with it, talk to it, ask, what do you want to tell me? Often fear just wants to protect you, but does it in the least effective way. Overcoming fear requires courage. The courage to take the first step, even when you're afraid. The courage to trust the process, even when the result is not guaranteed. Doubts, an inner voice that constantly questions your abilities, your goals, your path. Doubts are normal. They show that you are growing, that you are going beyond your comfort zone. But don't let doubts paralyze you. When doubts arise, don't fight them. Just notice them and continue moving forward. Action is the best way to overcome doubts. Limiting beliefs, automatic thoughts that limit your possibilities and prevent you from achieving your goals. Limiting beliefs often form in childhood under the influence of parents, teachers, society. They seem true because we repeat them over and over again. To overcome limiting beliefs, you first need to become aware of them. Pay attention to your automatic thoughts, especially those that stop you. Then find evidence that refutes these beliefs. Often you will find that your beliefs are based on false assumptions. Replace limiting beliefs with supportive ones. For example, instead of "I don't deserve success," use "I deserve everything the best that life can offer." External resistance, the reaction of others to your changes, your growth, your new beliefs. When you start changing, others may feel threatened. They may criticize, doubt, try to return you to the old. Remember that this is their fear, not your problem. Don't try to convince everyone of the correctness of your path. Just continue on your way. Dark nights of the soul, periods when it seems that nothing works, that you have lost connection with the higher, that all efforts are in vain. Dark nights of the soul are part of the spiritual path. They come to cleanse you, prepare you for the next level of growth. In such moments, it is important not to give up. Trust the process, even when you don't see the meaning. Sometimes growth happens in the dark, beyond your awareness. The temptation to go back, the desire to return to old habits, beliefs, lifestyle. Old habits seem safe, familiar, but they keep you in the past, don't let you grow. When you feel the temptation to go back, remind yourself why you started this path. Remember how you felt before you started making changes. Impatience, the desire to get results quickly, immediately. The process of creation takes time. The universe works on its schedule, not yours. Learn to trust divine time. Use impatience as an indicator that you are on the right path. The stronger your desire, the faster the manifestation will be. Perfectionism, the desire to do everything perfectly, the fear of making a mistake. Perfectionism paralyzes action. Nothing will be perfect, and that's normal. Action is more important than perfection. Allow yourself to make mistakes, learn, grow. Every mistake is a step towards success. Ego, the desire to control, to be right, to receive recognition. The ego wants to be in the center of attention, to receive praise, to have power. But the ego cannot create. Only the heart can create. Learn to recognize the voice of the ego and not give in to it. Choose the path of the heart, the path of love, the path of service. Part 7, Integration into Life and Continuous Development. Integrating knowledge into life is a process that requires practice, patience, and consistency. This is not a one-time event, but constant work on yourself. Start the day with 10 minutes of silence. Meditation. Gratitude. Ask yourself, what frequency do I want to conduct today? Create an intention. This is a simple but powerful practice that sets the tone for the entire day. During the day, catch yourself on negative thoughts and gently change them. Remember about vibrations. What am I radiating into the world right now? If you notice that you are thinking about fear, lack, failure, gently switch to opposite thoughts: safety, abundance, success. Before going to bed, thank you for the day that has passed. Analyze it not from the position of good and bad, but from the position of what did this day show me? What lesson did I learn? This helps to extract value from every day, even from the most difficult ones. Practice gratitude. Every day find at least 3 things you are grateful for. These can be simple things: sunlight, the taste of food, a smile from a stranger. Gratitude raises your frequency of vibration. Develop intuition. Spend time in silence, in inner dialogue. Ask yourself questions and listen to the first answers that come to your consciousness. Practice affirmations. Create a list of statements that support your new perception of reality. Repeat them daily, especially in the morning and before going to bed. Pay attention to energetic connections. Surround yourself with people who raise your frequency. Avoid toxic relationships that pull you down. Create a supportive environment. Your environment affects your condition. Surround yourself with things that inspire you, lift your mood, support your path. Practice mindfulness. Be attentive to your thoughts, feelings, actions. Observe yourself without judgment, with curiosity and acceptance. Develop empathy. Learn to feel other people, understand their experiences, wish them well. This develops your heart and raises the frequency. Serve others. Look for ways to be useful. Contribute to the good of others. Service brings deep satisfaction and meaning. Forgive constantly. Forgive yourself, others, the past. Forgiveness liberates, heals, raises the frequency. Develop patience. The process of growth takes time. Trust the process even when the results are not visible. Stay curious. Approach life with interest, desire to learn, discover something new. Curiosity supports growth and development. Practice acceptance. Accept yourself, others, circumstances. Acceptance does not mean passivity. It means a conscious attitude to reality. Develop trust. Trust yourself, the process, life. Trust frees from fear and tension. Stay open. Be open to new opportunities, ideas, people. Openness allows you to attract new blessings. Practice love. Love yourself, others, life. Love is the highest frequency, the source of all blessings. This is life in metaphysics. This is not a separate practice that you do on weekends. This is a new way to breathe, think, feel, and be. You will no longer be the same. You have awakened to a new understanding of your true nature. Epilogue: the path to conscious existence. Our journey is coming to an end, but your path to conscious existence is just beginning. Everything we discussed today is not just theory or beautiful words. These are practical tools that can change your life. The key to success is in constant practice. Don't try to implement everything at once. Start with one or two practices that resonate with you. Master them and then add new ones. Remember that the path of conscious existence is not a destination, but a process of constant growth and development. Every day brings new opportunities to create your reality. Use them wisely. If this video resonated with your heart, if you feel that this is exactly the information you were looking for, please take 3 simple steps that will help us develop this space further. Subscribe to the channel. This way you won't miss the next important topics that will help you on your path to conscious existence. Like this video. For us, this is the main sign that we are moving in the right direction, that our mission makes sense. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience is important to us and to our entire community. We want to hear your stories, questions, discoveries. And, of course, share this video with those who might benefit from it. Give your friends, family, colleagues the opportunity to see the world through different eyes. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Remember, your reality is in your hands, and we will help you unlock it. See you soon.